Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Versus Pack Maximum Force was released April 8th, 2023, and as the name would suggest, focuses on maximum monsters. This set introduces support for 2 types, Sea Serpents and Machines. This set introduces 4 new maximum monsters for us to draft, as well as 1 non-maximum boss monster. I will be taking Supreme Full Steam Magnum Overlord, a 3500 attack maximum card that can gain 600 attack, gain protection from enemy destruction effects, shuffle cards from grave back into deck, shuffle itself back into the deck to draw 3, and burn your opponent's life points. Alex will be taking Abyssal Dragon Lord Abyss Poseidra, a 4000 attack maximum monster that can shuffle all monsters in your grave back into deck, destroy 1 card or all cards on your opponent's field, prevents your opponent from activating trap cards, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects, and can prevent your opponent from setting cards from their hand. He will also get Abyssal Sea Dragon Abyss Kraken, a 4000 attack maximum card that can shuffle monsters from your grave back into deck, can weaken opponent's monsters, can destroy a spell trap, can prevent your opponent from activating trap cards, gains destruction prevention from your opponent's effects, can change the battle position of your opponent's monsters, and can gain piercing. He will also get Shine Steel Ultra Dragon Devastator Oki Abyss, a 3500 attack maximum monster that can add Abyss Kite trap cards from grave to hand, can gain attack equal to the attack of 1 monster on the opponent's field, can gain 500 attack, and can destroy 1 face-up level 8 or lower monster. Finally, Alex gets Abyss Slayer Asperus, a 2500 attack Sea Serpent that can special summon a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent from grave, and if you have no monsters in your grave, destroy 1 level 8 or lower monster. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Light Machine Cyber Dragons. So very, very powerful deck. In the past, we've always seen Light Machines as being kind of a dominant threat, and there are basically just a ton of machine cards in Rush, so they always seem to get a decent amount of support. But as of late, I personally have not been seeing too much success on the old machines. We thought we'd run it back again, see if we can't pick up a W. So going into this week, we're expecting Alex to be on Sea Serpent Maximum. And that's because he still has 1 left. He's used 2 of his Sea Serpent Maximums, he still has the 3rd, and he's used 1 non-maximum Sea Serpent deck. So we're just expecting him to try and go for the 4 games back to back to back. So we've kind of built our deck to try and be anti-maximum if we can. So the first card for that is the Ultimate Flag Mech Ace Breaker. So this card sends 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, destroy 1 face-up monster from the field. Again, if the monster doesn't have destruction prevention, which I know some of the maximums do, but I think the one left doesn't, then we can just pop it with this, and just getting rid of it is really, really big. And it's a 2500 attacker, which is one of the machine's general weaknesses, is they don't like to end on 2500 attack, because the other boss monsters, such as Mirror Innovator or the Cyber Assault Dragon, only have 2400 attack base. So it's a really, really good card right now, and I think it's going to be really, really good into this matchup specifically, again, assuming he's on the Sea Serpents. Steel Mech Lord Mirror Innovator, the generic boss monster of the deck, really, really fantastic. It can boost its attack up to a shit ton, it can gain piercing, really, really good. Shuffles cards back into our deck as well, which is something we're also going to need. We're on the Legend card Jinzo. Again, traps are very problematic. This deck isn't running that many traps, and the maximum that we have yet to fight, again, we're metagaming quite a lot here, is a card that lets you recycle trap cards from the graveyard, so we can just shut all of that off. That would be fantastic. The 3 Cyber Dragon, again, it's important to get our fusion plays going and just to swarm the board. We have Cyber Griffin to protect from traps, Proto Cyber Dragon to do our fusion plays. We have Crafter Drone for consistency. The Surge Bicorn is in here to try and get out our boss monsters, because we can use it as 2 tributes. Same with the Aim Eagle. This is kind of just a 4th Bicorn in a lot of ways, but we use this to cheat out a monster and give it an extra 1000 attack, which can be really relevant. We're on the Galactica Jamais Vu. This is in here basically to try and just give us extra advantage. If we can slap this down when we have no monsters, we can recycle our spells, which can be really, really powerful just to get the spell card back. But also, we can draw a card, which means we can draw it into something else to just help us with the turn, or get into our fusion, or get into any of our big boss monsters. We're on Cyber Serpent, again, just for consistency. Hopefully we can get a draw off this. Then we go into our spell cards. So Talismanic Seal Array is a fantastic anti-maximum card, but it's also okay into non-maximums. It's just better into maximums because there are so few ways to actually deal with them. We're on the 3 Iron Onslaught. Again, we're expecting back row to be quite big in this matchup, so we'll go with that. We have the 3 Ship of the 7 Treasures. Again, we've got a lot of level 7s in here. We want these in here for consistency. And then we're on the 2 copies of Fusion. Again, we don't want to go all in on this because we don't want to brick on too many copies of Fusion. But I think 2 is a good amount because we should be seeing enough Proto Cyber Dragons and Cyber Dragons to be able to facilitate a Fusion play. And then again, to facilitate that as well, Cyber Entry, which just lets us, it does lock us into light machines, but that shouldn't matter too much as long as we don't forget that Jinzo is not a light monster. And again, get into our fusions. Our legend spell, Dark Hole, probably the best legend spell in the game. Really, really good. And again, we need outs to maximum, so there it is. And then Magic Cylinder, again, really good into just pretty much anything. Anytime a giant monster is going to be attacking, this is really, really good. But specifically maximums, again, as long as they don't have the effect that the Kraken and Poseidra have, which stop your opponent from activating trap cards when they attack, this card should be really, really good. So the extra deck, Cyber End Dragon, this card is realistically just kind of too hard to summon. 3 monsters to get this out is not really feasible for such a mediocre effect. Cyber Rush Dragon, again, 2 Cyber Dragons to get this out is... I don't think it's good enough. I think when you can just attack twice with Cyber Twin, Cyber Rush just seems to fall short a lot of the time, but we want to keep it in case the situation comes up where we do think that's going to be better. So for example, if we just have our bricked hand, and we just want to get some of the stuff out of it, we can use Cyber Rush Dragon special summon. And then these 2 are in it just to fill out the extra decks that Alex doesn't really know what we're playing, in case he goes first. Then for the side deck, we're on Vanity's Fiend and Barrier Statue. Again, these can really lock out maximums, not let them play the game. Sea Dragon Knight, get deal with back row. We have the Cyber Assault Dragon, in case he's not on maximums, we can bring this in. 2 more Talismanic Sealer, because again, we just need to deal with them. We're on the Ring of Storms. This is a really good out if Alex needs to have a lot of cards in the graveyard, so we'll just keep shuffling them away. And again, if he's not on maximums, we can pop monsters, which is really, really good. Evolution Rush Burst. Again, we're only probably going to bring this in if Alex is on maximum. It's generically a fine card, but it can be a little bit annoying because we have to have a face-up level 5 or higher machine monster, and we have to shuffle a bunch of cards back, which again, cards like our Mirror Innovator and our Talismanic Seal Array need cards in the graveyard, so we don't want to get rid of them all for like no reason. There's the Power Bond in case we feel like we want to go into it. Again, if Alex has Destruction Prevention, there's no point in having Dark Hole, so let's just swap out to Power Bond, see if we can't win that way. Again, if Alex isn't playing maximums, Battle Demotion's a really good card still. It's just it doesn't work on maximums because maximums can't be in defense mode. And then Torrential Tribute, again, if Alex plays a maximum that turns off our battle phase or turns off our battle traps, we can use Torrential Tribute to try and snipe the monsters there. So this is the deck. It's pretty powerful. We're feeling okay about this. And we just need to stop the Sea Serpent supremacy. So let's go in, let's beat Alex. Let's go into the game and see what he's got for us. So last week was... I say last week. I feel like the last 3 weeks have felt very similar, in which you summon Sea Serpents and then you beat me up so thoroughly that I let out a "ah" at the end of the game. And I'm almost expecting this to still be carrying on that theme because I believe you still have 1 Sea Serpent maximum we have yet to see. Obviously, you know, you don't have to use it. You could be playing whatever. So I've almost... I suppose going forward, this should probably be what we do in general. But, you know, I've got cards in my deck which are good for against maximums. And I've got cards in there that are good in case you're not on maximums. Because unfortunately, generally, cards that out maximums don't really out other things. I suppose that's not strictly speaking true. But there are quite a few good, specifically anti-maximum cards that you don't really want to play if you're not against maximums. So I've had to build my decks in such a way where I don't just immediately lose if you summon the max. But also, those cards are now weaker if you're not on maximum. So it's a weird one. And I think the side deck's going to have a big impact on these games.
Okie dokie.
But are you feeling confident in your deck?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think my deck... it's a weird one. If you're not on Sea Serpents, I feel like my deck is very strong. If you're on Sea Serpents, I feel like my deck is maybe a little bit weaker into that. Because I would have said that the deck I'm playing is like a tier 2 deck, probably. Maybe like bottom tier 1. But that's like pre-Sea Serpents. So I don't know where it sits at this point. But anyway, enough just babbling about nothing. Let's jump on in and see what we're both actually on.
Yeah.
Ooh, lost the RPS.
Look a second.
Okay. This is a hand. What do we want to do with it? I suppose suppose the first thing I'm going to do is summon Craft the Drone, everyone's favorite machiney boy. We're going to use its effect. And I think I'm going to get rid of Surge Unicorn for a card. Alright, we will then summon out Cyber Griffin. And we're going to summon out Cyber Serpent. We're going to activate Cyber Serpent's effect. So mill 3, draw a card. And we're going to set 2 back row and pass on that.
Okay. I am not on Sea Serpents. I'm on Pyros.
Okay, so you just really not like that last maximum then? It's just funny how it's like this is the 4th week, still haven't used it.
3 weeks of Sea Serpents, I want to play something else.
Okay. So we're fusing the genies.
Whoop.
Getting out the Melel Beautiful Spirit. So draw 1 card, show it. If that card is a Pyrotech monster, you can summon 1 level 8 or lower Pyrotech monster from your graveyard. Okay.
Oh, that's fusion.
I mean, you know, fusion is still good. You're going to need that for later, probably.
Yeah. Good about going for max damage.
Okay. So let's draw for turn. Then, that's a little bit annoying. It's not the end of the world. Alright, let's start with this. Iron Onslaught. Pop this. Was the fusion. Means the other one could be a trippy trap. Now, where do we want to go with this? I think I'm going to go ahead and activate Ship of the 7 Treasures. I'm going to discard a card to draw a card. Ah, that's an interesting draw. Alright, let's just go with it. I'm going to tribute both and summon out my ultimate Flag Mech Ace Breaker. We're going to fire for its effect. We are going to pitch 2 cards to blow up your monster. Set 2, go to battle and get him for 25. Pass on that.
It's Ethel.
Okie dokie.
She special summons Metal.
Yep. Now does he have the 3rd fusion? We're only 10 cards deep into the deck.
Normal summon Cremation Knight.
The bird! It's nice having a 2500 attacker. I feel like for a long time I've been summoning 2 tribute monsters that didn't have 2500. And it was like, this doesn't feel very safe. Was this the one that we didn't like very much, or was this the good one?
Strong.
And spell trap down to the graveyard, shuffle 3 priority monsters from the graveyard.
I don't have a spell trap, so never mind. Fire relays.
You hit my fusion.
Here be Salamander.
Okay, well this is the good one.
And
Isn't Phlogiston the one which is kind of annoying? Oh no, it's not.
Yeah. No.
Oh, it has to equal.
It's the newest one, right? That was also a pain in the ass.
And Salamander's just good.
Again.
Poor Ace Breaker. That's a hand. Okay. Let's fix it. We will activate Ship of the 7 Treasures, discarding Mirror Innovator to draw 2. Did not fix it how I wanted to. Alright, we can do things, but it's not going to be as clean as I would have liked. So I will special summon Cyber Dragon. Summon Craft the Drone. We'll tribute both the Mirror Innovator. Activate Mirror Innovator. Now, I need to be careful of what I slap back in the deck here. Guess I want you back. I want you, probably. Definitely want you back. So I get a big boost. We'll then set 3. Go battle and attack over this. And that's all she wrote. Your turn. Yeah, I drew a few too many spell traps. I really would have liked to summon more guys there.
Yeah. Well.
The bird again.
Not your dog. Super Assistant.
Okay, this is part of the fusion? Question mark?
She is, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have.
I don't have 2 or more face-up monsters, so we've negated that one accidentally. Okay, 500 attack. Make 1 face-up monster in your opponent's field to lose 500 attack. Okay, so it's an extra 1000 damage.
Yes.
This damage is all starting to add up, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we draw here. Hello. Now that is that annoying? So I could do, I think I just win here. I will activate Dark Hole.
Ah.
Then
Yeah, that'll do it.
we'll go Proto and Cyber Serpent. Use Cyber Serpent effect. Whiff completely. Tribute it for Cyber Dragon. Then we've got the poly to make the Cyber Twin. I believe that is more than lethal, so I don't need to worry about doing anything else. And that'll be 56. Oh, that's what I said. I was like, if you're not on the Sea Serpents, I think my deck's pretty strong. We'll have to see if we can keep this up or not.
Second again.
Okay. I will summon Aim Eagle. And I'll tribute it to summon out Cyber Dragon. Then I'm going to set 3. Pass the turn. Alright, that's Iron Onslaught, one of these back out of the way. And we hit a bluff. That makes me a little bit scared. Normal summon out Cyber Griffin. Then we're going to summon out Proto. Activate the fusion once more. Do we want Rush Dragon? Don't think so. Make Twin again. Can then activate Griffin. Pitch to make Twin not be destroyed by traps. Set 2. Go to battle. Attack with Twin. We'll get in with Twin again. And we'll get him for 12. And that will be the end of my turn.
Ooh. Ship of 7 treasures. And you... Yes. Oh,
Jamalu.
Jamalu.
Oh, there's a really good card to hit here. Oh, he hits it.
Ooh. Yeah, fine. I'll activate Scales of Flame.
Okay.
Just in case you've got a damage trick.
Oh. I I just kind of right clicked through that. I meant to use a trap card.
Oh.
That's fine, it's fine. Okay, what do we do now? I think we're still fine. It's just, you know, we had a... Could have kept the boy around, but we are A-okay. We will... Normal summon Proto Cyber Dragon. Then, we will tribute a Proto Cyber Dragon to summon the Cyber Assault Dragon, who can be tributed for 1 less tribute if I have a Cyber Dragon. We can use its effect to put Cyber Dragon back on top and pop your monster. Then, if I summon this, I believe that's just lethal. And there we go. Cyber Dragon's doing Cyber Dragon things. I think we should definitely play another game though.
Yeah.
That was pretty rapid.
And I'll go second.
Okay. What do we do with this? I will normal summon my Ultimate Flag Beast Surge Bicorn. Then I will summon Cyber Serpent, fire Cyber Serpent effect. And whiff, unfortunately. Then we will tribute both of them to summon my Mech Ace Breaker, set a back row and pass.
Okay. Oh, come on. Yes, I'd like an additional. Oh, come on!
Is it all bricks?
When you fucking chuck away a 7 and end up drawing another 7, so you can't fucking do anything.
Hmm. Well, we have the Iron Onslaught. Then, guess we summon out Crafter Drone. We'll also summon out Proto. Tribute both. We use the effective Mirror Innovator to send one card back. I guess, yeah, Inzo, sure, you can go back. Go to battle, get in with Le Piercing, and then get in for 25. All you. Ow.
Yeah, and I'll find this red.
Okay.
Back in.
Only problem is whichever one you leave alive probably gets over you.
Well, you might not draw 2 monsters
Okay.
next turn, so we'll kill the Mirror Innovator.
Hail Mary. You'd have to be very fortunate for me not to draw 2 monsters, but we'll see what we get.
I feel I've been very unlucky today, but you know, we'll see.
I mean, yeah, just for sure. Well,
yeah.
there they are. And there is the little bit of attack I need. Oh yeah, fortunately, not a great showing from the Pyro. Just too many bricks, it feels. Just, you know, sometimes that's just how the luck goes. But on the flip side, I was starting to worry about my skill as a duelist. You know, after losing 3 weeks in a row, I was thinking about joining a help group. You know, it was not happy times over in Camp Tomato, but but now this win has revitalized that even a little bit. Yeah, the Pyro cards are really cool because in one of the latest anime episodes, we got to see a new Pyro Maximum, which is really, really cool. It doesn't look like we're getting that next set, but there are also a ton of anime exclusive cards that we have not seen coming out soon, so who knows when we're going to get that. I assume we'll get that, but it'll be really, really cool to see that actually come out and give them kind of that extra boost, because the Pyro cards, especially the boss monsters, Chemicalized Salamander seems fantastic, and the fusions seem great, but the other just like level 7 dudes are all a little bit like, I don't know, they feel like they're very awkward, they're very specific, not a big fan. But they have got a fantastic equip spell in Chemicalizer Red. Just 300 attack and protection from traps is just good. Like, it doesn't need to do more than that, I feel. Like, it does everything you need it to do.
Yeah.
As for the Cyber Dragons, you know, Cyber Dragon good. They were good when they came out in TCG. They're good in Rush. You know, they obviously have this weakness of you really want to be going second with the Cyber Dragons, but as you saw there, even going first, it didn't impact me too much. But I think a lot of that is just because of having Acebreaker. Being able to start with the 2500 attacker and some back row, a lot of the time feels very, very good. But when you're playing pure Cyber Dragon, that becomes a lot harder, because I think only Cyber Stealth Dragon has 2500 attack, and then it has the effect of to get 2800 defense, but, you know. So yeah, it's an alright one, and we'll be getting more Cyber Dragon support in the future, which I look forward to. I'm sure you don't.
No, yeah, absolutely not.
It's like every time we look at the reveals and I see a load of Dark Galaxy and Sea Serpent stuff coming up, I'm like, oh dear God, why? It's a really awkward one as well, because I believe we have one more week, right? So one more week of playing whatever. Then the week after that, the new set comes out. And in that set, there is, I think, Light Galaxy, Dark Galaxy, Sea Serpents. I think there's a couple of other bits and bobs for you. And then for me, there is just a shit ton of Spellcaster stuff. And I'm like, am I just going to be playing Spellcasters for multiple weeks? Like, I don't know. I don't really want to do that. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of different ways to build Spellcasters, which is at least kind of cool. There's this, like, light Spellcaster theme with, like, equip spells that doesn't really use Seven's Road. And then there's like this other just kind of, you know, generic 7s roadie stuff. It'll be interesting to see what we do with that. But, thanks for the game, buddy. GG.
Yeah, GG.